Ocean News for comprehensive feature stories.
Thank you so much for making time for us here in the Ocean News. My name is Samson OTIENO, and today is Sunday, one day ahead of swearing in of Moi University delegates. And with me in studio today, I have two delegates and one, the Muso Kingmaker, Mr. Define Tere. You people, welcome to the show. And who is a delegate and who is an SGC, right? So here's the thing. Moi University, just like any other tertiary institution, has a student leadership board. And students do elect every year, if I'm not wrong, do elect delegates. Delegates are elected directly by the students themselves. These delegates are the ones who elect the SGC, Senior Governing Council, Senior Governing Council. Right. And if we can compare this with national politics, we have the school administration who behaves as the president. Then we have the Senior Governing Council, the SGCs, who behaves as the ministers. And we have the delegates who behaves as the MPs. They represent the constituency, and in this institution, constituencies are referred to colleges. Colleges is where a school, merged than a school to form a college. For example, we have School of Information Science and School of Arts forming a single college. Well, these delegates represent the interest of the students from a specific college, while the SGCs represent the interest of all students in Moi University. Well, that's now the thing. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Marian Stechi, the first one on the fine is Marian Stechi. In the middle, the guy on a hood coat is Mark Muhoho. And in the fine, you can call him Defiant, you can call him Mondire, and the Muso Kingmaker. Muso Kingmaker, you know, in the past, worked with the Muso Bursary.
Yeah, true.
And just tell us how many students qualified.
Okay.
Have you disbursed something to students' accounts so that we know who has benefited and how many are they?
Okay, actually 800 students applied for Muso bursaries, then around 300 plus to around 400 got the Muso bursaries.
Oh.
2 weeks ago, in fact a month ago they were disbursed.
Oh, a month ago?
Yeah.
Meaning those who have some petty balances can now smile their way to exam.
Yeah, it was free fair. We considered those people with huge balances.
Okay.
And they had them in their accounts.
And you know, most students, to be sincere, doesn't know some of them are the vulnerable group, people who are deserving. They don't have the information. They don't know how to apply for this, where to get this information. Where is this information?
Okay, about the information, that one I perfectly did that. I conveyed the information to all WhatsApp groups. Some were even in other groups that I was not in, they were being forwarded. So that's the reason why we got the huge number. The
Something like
plus.
posters?
There was no poster, but there was just a memo.
Oh, there's a memo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then the message was conveyed in all WhatsApp groups.
So someone who is deserving, they should have taken those messages seriously.
Yeah.
And to Stitchy, Mariam.
Yes.
You've been having a hard time
Really hard one.
competing men and also ladies with potential, ladies who are qualified for that position. Paint us a picture how the election was looking like. Even the campaign thing.
Personally, I can say it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And it has been the toughest time I've had in the whole of my life. Like, I had so many things running at the same time, and I had to handle all this. And you know, I had competitors. Competitors are coming so tough. They're coming, really coming. And I'm like, God, will I do this? But it wasn't easy at all.
Okay.
It was tough. It was like you dipped in a hot soup, and you're being told, remove yourself there after 2 seconds. You cannot manage. So
anyway, at the end of the day, you made it.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Muhoho, I'm told that for you to be an SGC, you must go into your pocket, buy the delegates, and win their interest. It may not necessarily be the best one. How much did you spend in this process, for example?
Um, First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. But actually, being an SGC member, you need quite enough money to do this. I can't really approximate how much I spent, but I know at least I could be the one who spent least amount of money, at least like 70,000 shillings.
7,000
70,000 shillings.
That's big money.
Yeah, you'll find out that you need to support those people who will be electing you. Sometimes after they are elected, they don't want to listen to your ideas. Now they need you to buy them. So you see, you need to buy them in good amount.
You buy them.
Yeah, you buy them.
It's not just winning their interest by talking to them and intense them.
At times, for me, I used to win the interest, but you'll find at times that they will tell you they spent in their campaigns, not really like buying them, but since they spent in their campaign and you need their vote, so like they will tell you to compensate for them. And you know, being a delegate, you spend a lot of time, money, stress, some head debts. Now you'll find out that they need to pay that. It's like appreciating them, not really like buying, but you'll find out that they need the appreciation. Yeah.
Mr. Ondire, we have the SG member here, academics docket.
Yeah.
What do we expect with the incoming chair, being that you are in the campaign team?
Yeah, okay, thank you. According to my observation, because I'm always keen observant of nature, it's true, as you put it, that the last regime, we had a very soft and kind president. Yeah, but this year, I haven't met Omari, haven't talked with him, but with Muhoho plus Marion in that council, together with the war that they had to win the race. The race was not easy. So it means that these people are go-getters. These people are people who know why they were fighting for this position. So when we will be having them in this 34th council, I'm pretty sure that things gonna change.
Well, Marion, you know, isn't event where there are students who want to go out for a trip. I know you were busy, maybe you didn't know that, but they could not go because of late disbursement of money. They had paid that in their fee, but still they could not go because of late disbursement by the administration. So the School of Information Science at least went. Other groups, some postponed, some had no information up now. They don't know when they will be going. As the delegate coming in for welfare, what are you going to do to ensure that this has happened? To ensure that such a thing won't repeat itself?
Okay, thank you. But you know, the students' welfare is a very sensitive part in my docket. Well, it has to be well connected to have such things happen at the right time.
Yes.
Going up, okay, according to the students, according to the comrades. You know, comrades are always right. They want things to be done according to how they want them to be done.
Exactly.
So it's a matter of liaising well with maybe the people concerned, the groups concerned. So whenever you sit down and I say like I need to talk to the person in charge of the finance, person in charge of the comrades, the person in charge of the trip, the person in charge of everything
in that line,
then you'll have to know where the problem starts from, because you can find it's only one person who is creating the whole issue. But once you create a good rapport with all these people, it makes your work easier.
What about if the problem is the top administration?
The top administration. That is why I said it's good liaising and good rapport. Once you create it, I always know everything comes smooth. Yeah.
And Mr. Moho,
Yes.
still on you. You see, you've been elected by delegates, and delegates are representative of students, meaning we expect you, or the students expect you to represent their interest. And here comes your boss, the administration, who also have their interest. They want you to represent their interest. So there's a conflict of interest here. You, one person, want to serve the students. The same you want to serve the administration. The same you want to concentrate on the academics. How are you going to balance this out?
I think that's easy because I've been there. I served in the 33rd council as a delegate,
Okay.
and what I experienced was it was good because whenever I came across any challenges, I knew how to handle it. And I can say that being a leader, you need to be. It's like a messenger from the administration to the students. And a good thing if you put students in a position to understand you, and then you put the administration in a point to understand you, you'll make both the administration and the students to be in a position to understand one another. And whenever any issue arises, you can calm down the student because they understand you.
Okay.
And the same case, whenever the administration is high, they can be able to listen to you. And therefore, whenever we have such decision coming in, we can be able to interact and put our student in a position whereby they can understand the administration, and their administration can understand the students. And therefore, you'll find out that my work is easier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I deal with it. In my academics, I know how to balance because it needs me. I know when to work, I know when to study, and I know where to move.
Okay.
Yeah, perfectly.
And there are people who have served the docket ahead of you in the 33rd Muso leadership. So these people, among things they worked on was the issue of missing mark. And how can you jump to third year without first year's marks, second year's marks when uploaded? Then you maybe meet it at fourth year when you have supplementaries to do and maybe some retake. For you, which new approach are you going to give it so that when a student move on, they have their all marks? Sometimes you can get a job when you're in third year or second year. I'm not just talking about information science, I'm talking about the university as a whole. The employer can demand for the transcript to see how you've been faring on, and you have nothing to show for it. Which new approach are you going to give to this?
Okay, I can agree that missing mark is an issue in our school. And being an issue, for me, I feel like this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I feel like I should bring all the class reps in. Okay, before the class rep, I have the delegates. Remember, I'm an SGC. And therefore, each delegate should be in a position to coordinate the class rep from their school. Each class rep represents a subject. And therefore, if this subject from first year is not uploaded, let's come up with a list. That this mark is not uploaded, or rather this one is uploaded, this one is not uploaded. And then this list we can present it to dean. If the dean of school, we bring the dean of school on board. Those class reps with their marks which are not uploaded, and the delegate. And therefore, as an SGC, I'll come in to assist, to talk to the dean, or bring the dean on board, so that we are in a position to be able to know that these marks are uploaded or these are not uploaded. Dean will be able to follow up from there, because dean is not everywhere to understand that all marks are uploaded, you see. And that's what I feel like I should do. And another thing I feel like I should do is to make sure that to plead with maybe DVC academics and maybe the dean of schools to ensure that to give a timely marking of the exams and a timely uploading of the exams. This one will ensure that each and every time you are talking of maybe in 2 months' time, these marks should be in your portal. Yeah, this is what we should ensure, that each and every end of a semester, or we give it a certain period of time, we ensure that the mark is uploaded. If it is not uploaded, let the class rep report to the dean of school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Most students are going out. What's happening, Maria? Everyone is like, I want to stay in stage, I want to stay in cases, I want to stay in mobs. What's wrong with their school houses, which should be cheap, affordable for students? Of course, they may sound cheap than being outside. But what's happening?
Okay, I also came.
Are you staying in hostels in the first place?
I don't stay in hostels. I've
Okay.
never stayed in the hostels.
Okay.
But the moment I stepped into this school, I just found it as a policy that people don't stay inside. So after my observations and after my queries with a lot of people, I came to realize that some people find it expensive to stay in the hostel and buy meals 3 times a day. And there's this thing, there's this pride in your own cooking. When you cook, food is a priority in every person's life. So there are these people who were telling me we cannot cook in the hostels just because it's a policy that was from the administration that people should not cook. But before then, people used to cook. But I came to realize it's maybe the electricity bill that was too high because the cooking inside the hostels, we're using the coils. I don't know how much coils can consume a lot of electricity and the power itself. So, according to me, it's like we're going to introduce maybe a policy to make it at least fairer around stage 2, because stage also their houses are very expensive. Others are small, others are big, and you find them in the same price. So we should be getting a policy that maybe if this is a house that is of this size, it should be of this amount of money. And then the issue of cooking will also organize to just care from these SGCs and how they will talk about it, because we're still young in this and we need directions. I cannot say I'll do this alone. I have to do it with the administration, the SGCs, plus the community itself. So there are things I cannot do by my own will, but through consultation and through a lot of queries to know why is this not being done like this, I will know what to do.
Okay, but accommodation away from school is, though it may look cheap, but there's this thing also in your docket called insecurity. Mr. Defiant, you can remember in the recent past, we have issues of a lady was from library late in the evening or late in the night, raped somewhere. You have been an activist for long. I know you've been following these stories. How can you advise the SGC or the incoming MUSO to deal with this, being that you've been in school for some time and you've been doing this single-handedly? Now we have a strong team. You did describe them earlier as a good team coming on board. How will you advise them to deal with this issue of insecurity?
Okay, actually, I was also a victim. 2018, I met my fate a very bad way. There, from Mabs, I was attacked by some thugs. They ran away with my phone. They left me with serious injuries on my knees and head. So actually, they say that security begin with me, but there are some situations that we can't blame students alone, but there are situations also we must blame them. There was a case I had that 2 ladies were raped. It was about a week, then we resumed. The people left for home, others remained. So they were raped in a situation whereby somebody pretended to be an officer, but they have violated curfew hours. And so they were being arrested. But on the event again, these people were not officers. So situation like that, I can just tell students that when security begin with me, I just know when to walk and where to pass and who is my company. If I'm a lady, I should not be walking past 8 p.m. alone. I should be in company of 2 or 3. If a man, I should also be in a company of others. There are some situations also we must also blame the caretakers or the landlords.
The Ocean News for comprehensive feature stories.